Once upon a time, in a peaceful village called Loka, there lived two sisters, Amina and Dara. They were both beautiful and intelligent, and their parents and relatives were very proud of them. Despite their strong bond, they were as different as night and day. Amina was calm and reserved, while Dara was outspoken and, at times, stubborn. Though they often competed with each other, their family saw it as harmless and never tried to stop them. One bright morning, their mother sent them to the village stream to fetch water. The path to the stream was narrow and ran beside a steep cliff. To avoid accidents, people had to walk in a single file, carefully watching their steps. Carrying clay pots on their heads, Amina and Dara set off, chatting and laughing as they made their way along the forest path. Their cheerful voices echoed through the trees. When they reached the narrow passage, they slowed their pace and walked cautiously until they arrived at the stream. They bent down to fill their pots, but just then, Amina noticed a beautifully decorated calabash resting a few steps away. Curious, she walked over and gently touched it, admiring its craftsmanship. Suddenly, the calabash began to glow and then cracked open before her eyes. With trembling hands, Amina lifted the lid and gasped in astonishment. Inside, she found dazzling jewels, shiny gold coins, and colorful traditional beads that sparkled in the sunlight. She quickly called Dara over, and the sisters stood in awe, overwhelmed by the sight. But while Amina was amazed, Dara's heart filled with greed. She imagined all the things she could own with such riches. Without hesitation, she suggested that they keep the treasure for themselves and tell no one about it. However, Amina, with her kind and honest heart, refused. She insisted that they take it home and share it fairly with their family. She reminded Dara of the importance of honesty and doing what was right. Dara, blinded by greed, ignored her sister's advice. As they walked back home along the narrow path, she began plotting a way to keep all the treasure for herself. When they reached the cliffside, she saw her chance. If she pushed Amina into the deep fountain below, she could have everything to herself. But unknown to them, the guardian spirit of the stream, who had placed the calabash there as a test, had been watching them all along. Just as Dara prepared to push Amina, the spirit suddenly appeared from the shadows of the trees, blocking her path. Terrified, Dara trembled as guilt washed over her. Tears filled her eyes, and she fell to her knees in shame. The spirit, with a voice both gentle and commanding, rebuked Dara for her selfishness and warned her of the consequences of greed. She ordered Dara to make things right with her sister. Amina, too stunned to speak, knelt beside Dara, deeply hurt by her sister's betrayal. Seeing the pain in Amina's eyes, Dara broke down in tears, begging for forgiveness and promising to change.